I shouldn't sit in this chair, but there's no one here right now. He's there. Even the servants are still in the kitchens. But what are you doing here, in the shadows? Hiding from whom? Most people normally enjoy that, you know, especially young women. But I understand you. I despise dancing. No matter how many musicians the Duke filled this house with. I prefer the quiet and being alone most of the time. I'm Marguerite Barnell. And you are? Ah, a traveler then. Have you come as a kind of ambassador or something? How about that? So you are to take part in the council tomorrow. Would you like some wine? It looks like we have to help ourselves for now. So tell me, what are the latest cities you've visited? Madrid and Toledo. Oh, you must miss the warmth of the sunlight then. I see your hands have had quite a day. Perhaps you're not very familiar with our manners here. You are in the Duke's house, and even if I don't like the man, there are certain things you need to know if you don't want to be considered ill-mannered. We still have time. First things first, you have to wash your hands before supper. Let's start here, shall we? Here is an important thing. Washing your hands before sitting at the table is the right moment to get rid of your negative thoughts. As you're wiping your hands, let only good thoughts enter your mind. And this will set the mood for the entire night. Everyone will do so. And we shall have a pleasant supper. Nevertheless, I fear this will prove inadequate to absolve the Duke of his negative thoughts and skills. Now, are you familiar with the number of courses? You might want to know how many dishes to expect, so you don't rush on the first one you see. We are at the Duke's table, and that means we are to expect at least 7 courses, especially tonight, as he will try to make an impression with this display of wealth. This is how things work. If you are among the highest ranks of society, such as a cardinal, it is customary to entertain your guests with no less than 9 courses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. A bishop, a duke, or a marquise will offer 7 courses. But beware, 1 course may imply 3 or 4 dishes at once. We may start with pottage or a thick broth with meat, pies with vegetables, and fritters. Next we'll have so many dishes of meat that the table will be bursting. And the last courses may include sliced cheese, various creams, strawberries, candied fruits, and plums stewed in rose water. And wine, of course. Enough wine to drown all of the musicians over there in one go, actually. Lower-ranking lords, such as Lord Surrey or Lady Beauchamp, would serve from 3 to 6 courses. Although they're so tight-fisted, I'm pretty sure they would only serve 1 if they could. And as the guests arrive, there is a designated seating arrangement for everyone to follow when they get to the table. Of course, the master of the house will sit here where I really shouldn't be. Next to him are important people, such as his wife. Or guests he might want to keep at hand, such as you, I suppose. You didn't choose this chair by accident. And next, we'll find his close friends or high-ranking guests. And the further away you sit from the Duke, the lower the rank you belong to. Now, if you are to sit with the consul tomorrow, you might need to know a bit more about the guests and why the Duke invited them. How acquainted are you with him? Tonight's supper is not just for entertainment. I'm pretty sure you've heard the rumors. He has plans, of course. He is a duke. Every day he's trying to increase his power and step closer to the throne. he's not alone. Everywhere, his spies and henchmen are working to rally around to help him. He's getting closer, and he's moving his final pawns. Some whispers in the corridors talk about a rebellion tomorrow at the council, and the more lords will follow him, the easier it will be. Alas, he is struggling to find support among those who count the most, and tonight's guests are loyal to the crown, and would probably remain so even if they are treated to the most lavish meals and finest wines. Money, however, money can change many allegiances, and the whispers told me that one of tonight's guests has already moved over to the treacherous side. A certain conniver is among us, and has actively been helping the Duke by raising funds so he can buy every voice that matters. Yours, mine, everyone's here. The presence of his accomplice will be decisive for the Duke, and he's been looking forward to this evening with the greatest impatience. But who can this mysterious support be? The Earl of Brampton, who would sell his very own mother to be the next High Councillor. Lady Mabel, who has stepped over no less than 3 coffins to marry the prince's cousin. Or Lord Spencer. Deeply in debt, he has indeed been seen selling his wife's jewelry down to the last brooch. Yes, they are loyal to the crown, but we all have our weaknesses. And while our host may be unsubtle, he knows where the flaw lies. I am here to find who the snake is and stop them before they can open the purse. No bribes, no allies for the Duke, no more rebellion, and a new head to the Crown's collection. And the council might need a new leader. More wine? Oh, don't look at me like that. I said I would stop them, not kill them. I'm not a murderer. I have my own ways. Now back to the supper. Once we are all seated, your hands must remain visible on the table at all times, especially for a man sitting next to a woman, as we don't want to imagine. Anyway, stay away from Brampton's hands if you can. And never put your elbows on the table. That is ill-mannered. Take your napkin and put it on your lap. You can also have it on your left shoulder. Indeed, many do find it easier to wipe their fingers or their knives. And it's a good opportunity to hit and chase away the devil sitting on it. However, I suspect the devil is sitting on both of the Duke's shoulders. The knife. Usually we are supposed to bring our own knife and spoon. But again, the Duke is showing off and has chosen to display his own luxurious cutlery. That is quite uncommon. Spoons are very personal items. Anyway, this is what you will mainly use, as you will sample small portions from the dishes of your choice. Here is an important thing. The Duke will have his own dish for every course. Never take anything from there, even if it's close to you. Lower ranked lords may share a dish for 2 or 4, and I would highly suggest some of them to employ a taster. You and I will probably share one dish along with 2 other people. You will mostly use your 3 first fingers to eat. Never use your left hand. And that is why your napkin is very important. No matter what Lord Spencer does, don't spill food on the tablecloth. Eat without making a mess. And even if food falls on the floor, pick it up, but do not eat it. And do not feed the dogs either, this fat, ugly and hairy creature the Duke brings with him everywhere. More wine. And if there is any food left in the dishes at the end of each course, do not touch it. It will be used for the servants. Yes, they actually need to eat. Oh no, the Duke would have chosen to make his move long before that. I fear most of the guests will already be drunk when they join the table, so he won't wait too long to make his offer. That's why I must act quickly. Given that half of us will already be sleeping by the end of the supper, would anyone really notice someone dozing off a little bit earlier? Who? I'm not sure yet, but I'm so close. Look. This is something I've stumbled upon in the drawing room's fireplace. Pieces of a letter received by the Duke, probably yesterday or today. We can find the sum collected, and I feel it might reveal the identity of our conspirator. But I can't seem to connect most of the pieces. Look. I have translated. This one. 4,000. Of what? Can't read anything on this one. This one is not helpful. Lord Surrey, is that so? Maybe there is something I missed. The main part is missing. If only I could